This is episode 15, coming at you not so live of The Nest. I am, of course, the one and only, your least favorite host, Michael Keller. Just got out of a nice warm shower. Am I the only? I can't be the only one that likes really warm showers. I like creating a little sauna type effect in the bathroom, our bathroom too, that I have here at my house. Uh, it's really good for it too. We have like one of the fan that you can either turn on or off. It doesn't just go on with the lights, which is nice. I don't know. Sometimes I go with the fan, like if I'm in a hurry, and I don't want to have to keep like wiping mist and condensation off of the mirror after I'm done when I'm doing the rest of my post-shower routine. But usually it's nice to just get a little steam going in there. Definitely dries you out a little bit, so any kind of moisturizer is pretty handy. For those who don't know, that kind of stuff will totally fuck up your skin. Shocker that using blistering hot water in a super hot room will fuck up and dry out your skin. For any idiots out there that couldn't figure that one out, but yeah, I was just thinking too. I don't know why. I think me and my friends were talking about it, but in my bathroom we have one of those showers that's like it's a shower just over the tub, and I don't know. First off, I haven't taken a bath in so fucking long because who has the time for a soak like that? Unless it's I don't know. Doing it like when you're traveling isn't as bad. Like if you're lucky enough and you get like a nice hotel room, or maybe you're upgraded even into a better room, and you just have a sick fucking bathroom arrangement. That happened one of the last times. We have my family, or my mom in particular, has to go to Las Vegas a lot just for business, and we got upgraded one time we went, and we were staying at the Aria Hotel, which I think is pretty new. It's kind of like at the end of the strip. But we were staying there, and we got a room upgrade for, I don't know why we did, but the room was way bigger than we needed. And the bathroom was like a big kind of square shape, and right in the middle of the room of like the bathroom was just this sort of freestanding tub. And that it lent itself to the necessity of taking, like, I would feel bad checking in and checking out of that room and not having used that fucking tub because it was just sick. And they had like one of those little TVs in there that's like in the mirror, which is a really shitty design because of what I just mentioned. Like if it gets really steamy, you're not going to be able to see a fucking thing. But luckily that doesn't happen with baths. So I took a nice bath there, which was refreshing. But then it kind of sucks because you need to get out and just be kind of cold and all wet while you wait for your shower to heat up. Unless you're one of those maniacs who fucking just gets... If you get in a dry shower and turn the water on and just and you're just freezing for those first few seconds until it warms up, you're getting what you deserve, in my opinion, with that first freezing cold bit, because that is absolute lunacy to get into a dry shower. Hang on, I gotta open my water here. Parched. See? The fucking hot shower. Dries you out. But anyway, so we have one of those tubs at my house, or those shower tub combos. And I was just thinking when I was in there, like how nice it used to be when I was younger and just more petite in stature, and it'd be nice to just sit down in the shower, like it's kind of weird because when you're in the tub, you're really supposed to be you lay long ways, but then if you do that, the water's only hitting like a very finite part of your body. So when I was smaller, I would sit like crisscross and sit like sideways in the shower, so that way I was just getting like the full like rain effect. And I could sit in there for so long and just do nothing and be so content with that fucking setup because it was so awesome. It was a total water immersion, and I wish I could still do that. I tried it maybe last year, I think, and it was just so awkward. Like my knees was banging on the fucking soap uh, holder thing. It was just starting to hurt my back because it was like half my back was in the tub, the other half was just like awkwardly sticking out and like sticking to the fucking shower curtain. My feet hurt because they didn't really fit well, but I would love to have. I don't know. I'm big on sitting in the shower. Like I don't like baths, but I like being able to sit down still while I'm getting cleaned. Because you don't get clean in a bath. You just don't. But yeah, I got a nice shower, so I feel clean now, which is nice. I just had a gross fucking sleep. I woke up a bunch of times, having weird dreams. I had a dream where I was back in San Francisco and a tsunami hit, which makes no sense. But yeah, all my dreams are very like I need to leave wherever I am at the moment. I'm always in some rut, like either something's chasing me or something's going wrong, and I just need to fucking move. So that was going on, which was nice. Luckily, a lot of times when that happens, if I have dreams like that where I'm really like under pressure, I'll wake up fucking sweaty as if it's actually happening, which is so convenient because then I just need to wash my fucking sheets and my pillowcases and blankets and all that jazz. But luckily, that didn't happen this time. Also, you should make sure you're washing your sheets during this whole COVID coronavirus thing. I'm just getting lazy now. Even though I hate COVID, just saying that, I'm getting too lazy to just say full coronavirus. But anyway, if you're out and about, you should be washing your shit. But I got maybe halfway through my shower when I just felt a big shit coming on, which is the worst. And I don't know what it is. It's like you know how whenever you have to like really pee, when you really have to pee or go to the bathroom in general, like let's say you're walking home. This would always happen to me because I would go to like this one corner store near my apartment in San Francisco. And it was like 3-4 blocks away. There were ones closer, but I just preferred this one because it always had more stuff. So I would go there a bunch of times, and I would always have to, I'd get like a drink or something and a bunch of snacks, and I'd crack the drink on the way back. And I would always have to pee on the walk back. And, you're fine as long as, like, the further you are from the toilet, the longer you can hold it. So, like, once I'd, like, get to my door, that's when, like, the little, I would start, I would jog, because I would have to go through 2 doors. So I'd get to the first one, and I would be a little jittery. Then I would slow jog to my front door. Then when I'm putting all the shit down, I'm doing, like, the full, just, like, dance to hold it in. And then by the time you actually get to the bathroom and drop your pants, you just, you better be in, you better have your aim correct. So that way you're getting it fully in the bowl. But that's the thing about like shower, like when you're just fully nude right there in the bathroom, it's way harder to just hold yourself off from having to peeing in the shower is one. You can fucking pee in the shower. Everyone does that because you're getting clean anyway. Just fucking throw some soap down your legs. But a shit, you can't do that in the shower. That's putrid because then you're just gonna have to clean it up and it's gonna be all wet and squishy. And if you do that, you're fucking vile. But anyway, it just made it 10 times worse being in there, having to take it. So I had to cut my shower a little short. And after it, you always need to make sure that you're fully dry too, because you don't want to take a wet shit. You have to like wipe down the seat a little bit if there's any moisture on there from the shower. But yeah, so that was my morning. I did that right after my fucking French test that I just had, which not too bad, not too bad. My professor's pretty cool. He doesn't throw any curveballs on our tests, except he'll throw like random. I don't know if it's really cultural stuff because it's like he'll give us a paragraph about like this time it was like politics, and you basically just need to understand what the paragraph says to answer the true and false. Like, it's not like you need to know extra stuff. But that really just has like nothing to do with what we're learning, which always kind of annoys me. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Um I feel like my French chops are where they should be. Finally, unlike in high school where I was just speaking at like a kindergarten French kids level. That annoyed me too. We watched this one fucking movie in maybe like 10th grade in high school in French class, and it was about like elementary school French teachers. And it's just so annoying to see like some fucking like 6-year-old French kid just speaking fucking fluently because that's what they grew up with. They're just used to it, like any other language. But just being like 16 and having studied French for years, and I'm still like way behind these fucking children. Um, but yeah, so that was my morning. Um, I was thinking too about just like I like whenever I travel, I'm big on the bathroom because I can never whenever I go somewhere, I cannot sleep in fucking hotel beds because they always have those I don't know what the type of blanket it's called. I gotta look it up. But they're like the really thick ones. They're really thick but light. Let me just look up hotel blankets. I don't want to say a throw blanket because I know throw pillows are a thing, but that's not what I'm. Yeah, like a down blanket. Is that what it is? You'd know it if you see it. They're huge. They're really puffy, but they're really light. And I hate them because if you're stationary in them, you get way too warm. Everything in me is dry. I feel like fucking ate a bunch of sand. But I fucking hate them because you'll get way too hot in them because they're just like thick. But then if you maneuver, because it's so light, you just get a bunch of cold air flung in you from all directions from the blanket. So you go from hot to freezing, and like every time you fucking maneuver in one of those things, and I don't know, it's just not comfortable for me. I don't like it. I like my own blanket. I like my own setup. I might just start traveling with like my own pillow if I had the space for it, and just like bring no fucking clothes because I hate doing I hate checking luggage. I hate being in airports longer than I need to be. I always try to time things out just so perfect so that way like I get there and I have maybe like 30 minutes of like if I can time it right after I get out of security, I have like 30 minutes until I need to board, which is the perfect amount of time to get like I don't know if they have like fucking some fast food like a piece of pizza and then like my snacks at one of the like the Hudson News stands. That's what we have here at the Philly airport. I forget. They're always different. They're always different names in different airports, but they are the exact same thing. But I always get Chex Mix. That's my go-to airplane snack. But yeah, I hate being in fucking airports longer than I have to be. And when you check bags, that just adds a whole nother world of like a good like 20 minutes of fucking waiting. And you have to go to the separate area for the baggage claim to where like and usually at this point I just take Ubers to and from the airport usually, especially like in San Francisco when I'm leaving and coming back there. So it's like in a totally different area, so that would just add so much more time for me. And plus, too, if they like change it, or if your bag comes out last or something, then it sucks. Like getting your bag out first for the checked luggage really isn't like it's convenient, but you're still just adding so much more time. But sometimes you have to do it because you're just staying places longer. But that happened to us. We went to Mexico, me, my mom, dad, and brother, for the first time this past summer. First off, before I start complaining, awesome trip, Awesome place. 10 out of 10 recommend as a vacation spot. Bomb food. One of the only places I've traveled um, where I had no. So I'm a picky eater, as you might have picked up from previous episodes. I had no issue. I just was started to got to the point where I was just ordering fucking whatever because it was all delicious. But yeah, we went there, and I don't know what was going on, but the customs there was the longest customs I've ever had to fucking wait through. They had like a couple hundred people. It seemed like in this small ass customs like waiting lines. Which now, when you think about it, with all this Corona stuff going on, is putrid. The amount of people that they had waiting in that small room, just breathing on each other, and there were so many of just like the average. Because we went to Cancun, which is just I feel like one of the most touristy places. Like I feel like Cabo or whatever is more of a younger touristy place, but Cancun lends itself to more of the families. So we just had all of like um, the larger, balding, heavy-set dads in khaki cargo shorts, flip-flops, sunglasses, Oakley sunglasses on the back of their head that look like they've definitely landed a couple backhands across their family at some point, probably in public, like the people that would just wrangle their kids way too aggressively if they were getting out of line, like in public places. But yeah, we were this small room. We were there for like fucking. It felt like hours. I think it was like 2 hours, just waiting to get through customs. But once we finally got through, dope fucking place, dope place. Plus two, um, my family's big on travel. Like we don't like a lot of people I know. They'll have like they'll be like season ticket holders to like sports teams in the area, or things like that. Like I don't know, like they'll just spend their money. Everyone spends their money different fucking ways. We like travel and stuff. So anytime we travel, we always sort of try to get really into the place, as in we'll do a lot of tours, a lot of walking, a lot of learning, which is pretty cool. Like it'll like if you go to Europe, it just kind of lends itself to that kind of thing because it's just older, and that's just sort of what you do there. You just it's interesting to just learn about the history. I like that kind of thing. But I don't know, when you're younger, your stamina for that just really can be low at certain times. So anytime we've traveled, that's what we sort of did. We did like the tours, just sort of nonstop, a lot of walking to the point where you're just like dead by the end of the night. And I mean, that's fine. I like that still. But this was the first time that we went on like a more like relaxed vacation. Like we had nothing planned. Um, I think we might have had one thing scheduled, and that was just to go see the fucking. I can't remember the name of it's like the Mayan ruins. There's a bunch of the sites, but I can't remember the exact one we went to. But awesome, by the way. But that was like one thing we had planned out of like a week long trip. The rest we were just dedicating to like being on the beach, hanging by the hotel, eating tacos, and just kicking it. Which I didn't think like I thought I was really gonna have trouble because I don't know, I get bored really quick. So that's the other reason that those things, the tours can be kind of nice. Like as tiring as they are, they always just kind of keep you active and doing stuff. So I thought like, oh man, and plus I'm not a beach person to begin with, so I thought like, this is really might get boring after like a day or two. Nope. I could not have been more fucking wrong about that. I could have because and especially now too, like I could drink too when I went there. So they had these like chairs set up. Like each hotel had its own little sort of beach setup and like place where you could order food. So I would always be like one of the first ones out on the beach, and I didn't care if it was fucking 9 a.m. I would go out there. I'd order the hotel's like specialty margarita, and then they had these chicken tacos, and they put this little strip of cheese on top, and they brought it out with the green. I love the green salsa in particular, and they had it with this bomb ass green salsa. And I would order throughout the day like a bunch of those margaritas, like a couple orders of the tacos, taking naps. I had a little book with me that I was attempting to read. Then, you could spend a little time in the water and hang out. And then by the time you're done that, it's pretty much time for dinner. And I don't know why sitting on the beach and just being in the sun tires you out so much, but it's kind of nice that it does that. Like you never think that relaxing could be as exhausting as it is. But yeah, that was fucking fun. We did I had never ridden a jet ski before, which was awesome. And so me and my brother did that. I didn't know when we were doing it. Like I thought we were each gonna get our own jet ski, like fucking adults. But no, we had to share one jet ski, which was kind of homo. But when we were first started it, like I said, I never rid it. I have never rode or ridden a jet ski at that point, so I didn't know what the sort of protocol was. So when we were going out, you go out with like a guy kind of helps you at first, just to get over like where the waves are breaking. So that's kind of like, especially going into them, it's a little sketchier than when you're coming back out from the water. Like going into them can be a little intimidating, especially for people who don't really ride fucking jet skis. But so it was like the guy on the front, then my brother, and then me. So we had 3 people on a jet ski, which I really don't think is what you're supposed to do. But so like I said, it was just kind of like I was kind of pissed at the beginning. I was like, oh, this is fucking lame. We just gotta like hold each other's waists and like honeymooners doing fucking jet skis. So I was like, fuck this, and I just held onto the side, like where my seat was, like the little handle things you could hold on to. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hold these. And so right when the guy sets off, just the motion just hit me. Immediately lost my grip. My feet fly up, right, like both of them fly right up past my brother. He like grabs my ankle, like my feet get to like where his head is, like complete, like I'm 90 degrees up in the air. Luckily, as I'm going back, right before I fall off, I grab his fucking life jacket with like one finger, and he like grabbed my ankle and pushed me back down. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll grab your fucking waist now. I'm not trying to fall in head first backwards into the breaking waves. So yeah, I started off kind of like an idiot, but he got us out there, and then they had like a little boat for that dude to just go and like come back or whatever. But you basically just start doing circles around, and we were just like taking turns. Like we'd do like 5 little circles and then switch and then do another 5 little circles. I wore a hat for some reason, which flew off at one point and got totally soaked in the Gulf. And it's been all like, it's got that salty look to it now. Like it's all wet. It's got that, it looks like you really like sweated in it a lot. But yeah, and we saw the funniest fucking thing when we were out there too. So obviously, like they have these stands set up every like 2 hotel. Like the place we were at was at like the very tip of Cancun, where it's just like one long strip of like hotels basically, and just nothing else, with a beach at the back end of it. So every like 2 hotels, I'd say, that have a like little hut set up where you can rent jet skis, you can do the parasailing or whatever, and assorted other beach activities. And so, there's other people doing a bunch of shit. And there was this couple jet skiing, kind of like where we were. They probably did it from like the same company because they're right near us. But at one point, like me and my brother, we're both pretty, we're both young and sort of agile, so we can have a little more fun. We can go a little faster, do quicker turns, and keep our balance pretty well, which is just, by the way, it's fucking awesome. 10 out of 10, if you have the opportunity to ride jet skis, take the time and do it, because it's so much fun. But so there was this couple doing it, and the guy just started doing like fucking, like donuts basically on his fucking jet ski, and his girlfriend just flies off the fucking back at one point and just like flies headfirst into the water. Basically what I did when we were going out. So he, like, I can see him laughing. which was just hysterical. But he goes back to pick her up, and you're on the water, so you're never like fully stable. So she's trying to grab onto it. Finally, like really awkwardly, gets her way back onto it, and she tries to like step up onto the, how they've like little platforms for your feet. So she steps up onto one of the platforms right as it's at like, it's like rocking like back and forth, like the left and the right. So she steps onto it as it's like dipped down to like where she could get onto it better. And it just, with that one foot, it just rocks back the other way and just like backflips her back into the water. Like the weight of the jet ski just threw her back, and the dude just lost it. Me and my brother started cracking up too, because this chick just went flying off. But then finally he like grabbed her and wrangled her back on. But yeah, that was fucking hilarious. Then we did parasailing after that, which kind of freaks me out. I don't usually mind heights, like I would like if we go to like New York or something, and you have to do like the Empire State Building thing at least once. I usually hate that kind of like super touristy stuff because you're just with the worst people ever. But like I don't mind being up somewhere like that because it's or like I've been to Paris and go to like the top of the Eiffel Tower. You're so like you can't fall off, like you just can't. Like the way that they have it like set up, you're in like a giant platform. If you're looking a certain direction, you don't even know that you're high up, pretty much, because there's just a bunch of shit and a bunch of other people. But those kind of height, that doesn't really bother me. I get bothered by like open sort of heights. So even like ladders, I don't like, where you can easily fall off, or just like you're not really held by much. So just being up there attached by these janky ass wires and the clips kind of freaked me out a little bit. But that was cool, just being able to see the whole fucking strip of island and whatnot. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. Awesome trip. We got to see the fucking. I got to figure out what these ruins are called, or it's gonna bother me. Let me put this mic in here. Get the setup going. All right. It's not even near Cancun. Cancun, Mexico, Mayan, Chichen Itza. That's what it was. The Chichen Itza Mayan ruins. I don't know how like fucking big that like compared to all of the Mayan settlements or ruins that they have. I'm not sure how like pertinent this site is compared to others, but it was awesome. Chichen Itza is one of the most okay. That kind of answered my question. One of the most visited archaeological sites in Mexico, with over 2.6 million tourists are around there per year. That was in 2017. But yeah, fucking awesome place. I was kind of surprised how many like vendors they had set up there, just like selling shit to tourists. I bought these two like little silver necklaces, and I mean I gotta respect the hustle of those people who definitely just like know that whatever they're selling is beyond cheap. But I did like that what this one guy did. Usually when you're looking at that kind of shit, they'll give you the spiel like, oh yeah, this was handmade by blah blah blah. Like everything that they have, like every fucking item is handmade and valuable and made by their grandmother back in some little village or some shit. But the guy that sold me mine was pretty crafty, and telling me that like the ones that I was looking at originally, he was like, no, those are the cheap ones. Let me show you the real ones, which are just like an inch over from the others and 100% from like the same fucking factory. But I did appreciate his tricky little sales pitch. But anyway, yeah, they had a shit ton of vendors there selling all of like if you go two things down, you're gonna find the same quote unquote handmade little necklaces or whatnot, or artifacts, you could say. But yeah, that place was fucking big too, and it was really hot when we were there. But yeah, as far as like I've seen I don't know, like we've been to like Egypt and stuff. That place, those Mayan ruins are awesome, and I don't know how they figured out. I mean, credit where it's due. Like, I'm honestly surprised that the world didn't end in fucking 2012 like they predicted, because they were able to figure out a lot of crazy shit. Just like architecture wise. Like, apparently there's stuff that they've done there that even people today can't figure out. Like, the fuck was it? There was like this area where like if you clap or something, and just like the way the buildings are set up makes it echo in this weird way, and they still like can't figure out today how they do that, which is hilarious to me. Um, and apparently like there were records of it, but they got like burned or something. I forget what happened to it. But yeah, super cool architecture. There's also, because it's so big, there's just like a shit ton of people there, which is kind of weird. Like anytime you see the pictures of the places, it's always like empty and it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. But then you actually go there and it's just touristy as hell. That's what I loved about Egypt. Go look up a picture of the pyramids, and then look up pyramids like from the other view, and there's just like, no joke. I'd seen a picture of it beforehand of just like a KFC in the background, and then we went and I saw that exact KFC like Taco Bell combo, which is hilarious. I'm going to look it up now just because it makes me laugh. The pyramids from the other side. I don't know how to fucking... But yeah, it's like right near the fucking city, which is just so strange. Like you think it's just in the middle of the desert, and it's just not at all. Like, it is beyond close to civilization. And that place too, shitload of vendors, shitload of trash around, which kind of sucks just because how cool that stuff is. Like, I'm a total ancient Egypt nerd. I love all that fucking like that type of history. Just totally intrigues me, especially like the artwork and the look of it. I just find super cool. That's why, like in that one episode, episode 12, I think, Joshua, I was talking about fucking the Ten Commandments, and they just have this really kind of kitschy Egypt setup. But when you see the real shit, it's pretty awesome. So if you ever have a chance and are able to make it out there, it's definitely it's a wonder of the world for a reason. But so that fucking cool place. So yeah, Mexico, cool place to visit, especially Cancun. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a Cancun, Mexico beach. When we were there too, they had this weird seaweed problem. Like, there was just a shitload of seaweed on the beaches and in the water. So anytime you went in, you were just getting bombarded by seaweed, which was kind of annoying. I'm going to look that up too. Mexico Beach seaweed. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It makes it look like shit a little bit. It's kind of gross. 'Cause you can't walk through it that well because it's so thick. It just gets stuck in your toes, which is really annoying. It gets really itchy. But yeah, when we were there was a bad seaweed thing. I think that's just like what happens every... I don't know how the fuck it happens. I think it just gets washed up because of some kind of weather. But yeah. So that was happening when we were there. That was probably the only thing that kind of sucked, was the seaweed, because it made it a little hard to enjoy actually going in the water. But what else? I decided to write down some topics for today. Be a little more organized than usual. But oh yeah. So last night, I feel like I always got to mention some movies, just because I like talking about. What's this? I received a message from the San Francisco barber shop. I don't care, because I am 2,000 miles away from the San Francisco barber shop. But shout out San Francisco barbershop. But I finally got around to watching a movie that I've wanted to for a while. I've always seen clips of it, and I've just known of just like the general premise. But the Pope of Greenwich Village with fucking Eric Roberts and the dude who just looks like a monster now from The Wrestler. What's his name? Mickey Rourke, right? Is that it? Yeah, Mickey Rourke. Solid movie. Solid movie. Definitely two guys who I don't believe are Italian who are really trying to up. Just like I feel like they just took any sort of trope that you would think of an Italian person and just took it to like the nth degree. There are parts of that movie that are short of basically just being the Family Guy sketch where they're just like, hey, bada boo boo, skibidi baba beep, skibidi baba. But yeah, like I don't know who fucking told them to do that kind of thing, but it just really is hard to get into and get behind because first off, they don't really look that Italian to begin with, but they're really just up in like the hand gestures and like the little smacks on the face and saying capiche and shit like that. And anyway, they do like the really Italian thing where they'll be like, the manicotti or the mozzarella, you know. There's that one part where they're shitting where what's his name? Paulie is shitting on the guy's restaurant's mozzarella cheese. He's like, oh yeah, the fucking mozzarella's tough like shoe leather. So many like that movie is good, but honestly, like it's okay as a whole. But there's so many great, just like little one-line. I just watched it, so it's hard to remember all the great little one-liners. But just like the way they're delivered, like there's one scene in the beginning when they're still working at the restaurant, and the kitchen is just super fucking hectic, and the dude who's like expediting it all, I think that's what the position title is called. He's just like freaking out about all this shit, and he's just like looking around. He's like, what? Where the fuck are my clams? I don't know. I don't know why that made me laugh. But just the way he says it and just the look on his face of just pure confusion and disgust. Like, what the fuck are the clams? But yeah, solid movie. And then just like everyone, if you haven't seen the movie but you know of it, you probably know of the when Eric Roberts, his character, gets his thumb cut off. I don't want to spoil why. But, you know, he's like, oh, Charlie, I took my thumb, Charlie. And he goes to Charlie's, Mickey Rourke, he goes to his apartment. And it's right after his girlfriend leaves him and he just trashes the place. So he's in there, you know, Paulie shows up, he's all fucked up because his thumb's cut off. Then he took, like, all the painkillers that he got from the hospital. So he's just, like, out of his mind. And he's just, like, screaming, doing his whole, like, Charlie, they took my thumb. And he just starts, like, yelling. And he, like, collapses into Charlie. And he, like, through all this pain and fucking anger and whatever, he's just like, oh, they took my thumb. What the fuck happened here? He just goes off. He's just like, what the fuck happened to your apartment? Then he goes into this long rant about, like, because he's like, oh, yeah, Diane left or whatever. He's like, he just goes off on this rant about how you need to hit your girlfriend in front of people every once in a while just so that they just, like, keep him in line. Just, like, through tears, he's like, yeah, you know, you in front of your friends, you just give him, like, bah, yeah, give him a little backhand. Like, Jesus. All right, Paulie, fucking ugly motherfucker. Your fucking little afro and very wide-set frog eyes. But, yeah, so good movie in general. There was one part that I had a big issue with, which was so basically they're just these sort of down on their luck guys. Like they try to act like really suave and fancy and shit like that, but they're basically just broke. You know, always buying new suits and multicolored the shoes that'll have like different colored tips on the end. And I don't know what that style of shoe is called. And even though it's like mid-late 80s, they're still rocking the fucking really, the skinny tie with the shirt with the long collar. But, so basically they need to, or Paulie decides like, oh man, I keep burping. Like, oh, yeah, you know, they get fired from this restaurant or whatever for, like, skimming checks. But Paulie decides, like, oh, yeah, I found this, I found this steak that we can rob, you know. I can't do his voice well. But like I said, it's just so ridiculous. Like I don't know what the director told him. Because if you hear Eric Roberts talk, he does not sound like that. So I don't know what fucking decision he was making to talk like he had a fucking like half a brain aneurysm. But he's telling Charlie about like this safe that they can rob. Like I don't know how you just find out about a safe, like one particular safe that has a bunch of money in it. But they're walking through Greenwich Village, and he's kind of telling them like the plan that he knows about. And there's this one part, well, like, there's one scene where they're getting some shit for lunch. They're getting like some bread and meats and cheeses and whatnot. And he's talking to him. So he's going through this story, and without missing a beat, like in the conversation, it'll show them like walking into the grocery store, and it'll be like mid sentence, and then it'll immediately cut to them walking out with all the shit, and just like like exactly where the conversation left off, with no sort of lap in time for them having, accounting for them being in the store and buying shit. It just immediately goes. Like it'd be like if I was like talking to my friend, like, oh yeah, so we're gonna go to, where like if you were like traveling and you showed up at the airport, and it goes to you in the airport, walking in, and you're just like, oh man, this is gonna be a great trip. I'm so excited for, and then it cuts to you walking out of the airport at the destination, and it's just like, yeah, I'm so excited for it. Cut this trip, it's gonna be so awesome. And they're just fucking there. And it happens like 2 times where they just go into stores, and then without cutting a beat in conversation, they just have more shit in their hands and are in different places, which totally threw me off. But yeah, so I mean, solid movie in general, definitely worth checking out. But that part bothered me. That part totally threw me off, and it just made me laugh because it made no sense. But so yeah, definitely check that out at some point. Fuck. So I'm gonna end on that note, because that was just like the last thing that I fucking saw. So yeah, this episode 15. I don't know if I might have said 14 at the beginning, but it's 15. Ep 15 of the Nest. Tune back in whenever I post another one. Oh, follow the fuck is the name of it? Follow the podcast page on fucking Instagram. I'll link it in the description. So check that out. Tune in out till next time. See you later.